This podcast is protected under the laws of the United States and other countries. Unauthorized duplication, distribution, or exhibition may result in civil liability, criminal prosecution, and the wrath of the tall man.
Boy!
Hey, let's talk about you, the ID10T community events at ID10T.com, like Russ Stevens, a.k.a.
Cat Bus Russ,
who has started a podcast called 90 for Chill, which Russ says is dedicated to movies with a runtime between 74 and 99 minutes, the time frame that I feel is ideal. Russ, I could not agree with you more. That is a fantastic idea. Russ goes on to say there are times you need a cinematic fix but don't have time for the latest Scorsese masterpiece or offering from a comic book universe. There's also times when you need a conclusion to prevent a binge costing you a whole night. My guest and I try to follow these guidelines as we chat up features that are definitely worth your time and are beyond easy to make time for. 90 for Chill, the podcast, can be found on all major podcast platforms at 94chill.com, and that's spelling out 90, Ninety, 4 FOR, chill. So there you go. Thank you so much for sharing, Russ. Really great idea for a podcast. Events at ID10T.com for everyone else.
Previously on 90 for Chill, the podcast.
Rutger Hauer is Nick Parker.
The blind Zorro.
A gentleman
Nice doggy.
in a violent world.
This is easy.
And what seems impossible to us, he can do with his eyes closed.
I also do circumcision.
Blind Fury, rated R.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Bring the noise.
Sorry, I just restarting Blind Fury on mute right now, so it's kind of I see this commercial for a Benedict Cumberbatch series about cats, so it's kind of like, oh, that's worth noting.
Well, that's what he's doing now.
Well, I mean, you got to do something before the movie gets dropped, the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I don't know. I kind of think that I'm kind of resistant to getting involved with the newer Marvel heroes. Like, I do want to see Black Widow, but not so, keen on, I don't think Shang-Chi and the Eternals are that essential. I mean, I know that's not the case, but
Shang-Chi was a fun watch. It's kind of cool if you just watch it as just like a little martial arts movie. Black Widow, I didn't care for. Eternals, I watched because I was bored one night. It sucked.
well, I mean, I don't know. I'll have to watch it regardless because I think people are probably being a little too harsh on it. I really think there's just a place where there's a lot of Marvel fans who don't want to. I guess it's kind of like Star Wars. Okay, and why are we going to start caring about new characters? You gave us these characters for 13 years. So
Well, Eternals did add one cool piece of lore that I don't really want to spoil here, but it gave us that. But I mean, it was just a boring movie. They could have trimmed that down to like an hour and a half, easy.
Well, I will have to give it a watch to see if I can figure that out. So we're back on 90 for Chill, the podcast. My guest this week is one returning Gregory Carl. And this is actually probably going to drop next Tuesday. So right after your sports balls compatriot, Tim Loss, made his debut on the podcast with Roadside Prophets. And this week we're going with Blind Fury. It's just a movie that in itself, I think the premise is classic on its own. Rutger Hauer, blind Vietnam veteran, what could you not ask for? I mean, this is kind of like, I don't know if it's as good as Hobo with a Shotgun, but it's along those lines.
Yeah, this movie surpassed all of my expectations. Actually, I like this movie way better than I thought I would. It's just another one that I just watched out of boredom.
Well, it's something I kind of knew about because my mom was like a big Rutger Hauer fan. I mean, back in the early mid '80s, she was big on trying to find the new talent from international cinema. She was big on Mel Gibson back when he was just Mad Max, and you know, and Rutger Hauer. I mean, I think he's a Dutch actor actually, which I think he's done the best accent work I've ever seen out of an actor. With that said.
I had no idea he was even foreign.
Yeah, I mean, that's, as I say, it's interesting. I find that the actors out of the Netherlands, I don't know if sorry, not the Netherlands, Scandinavia, seem to be able to really adjust their voices to match about any accent. I mean, all you have to do is watch True Blood with Alex Skarsgård as Eric Northman, the Viking vampire. I think Bill Skarsgård may have surpassed him in celebrity after It, but yeah, those guys just like easily emulate any accent, it seems, and which is weird since American English is still foreign to them.
Yeah, it's amazing. No one minds about them taking those jobs, do they?
Well, when it comes to the jobs thing, I think it's just America's kind of screwed up associating athletics with education. So, I mean, if you're in Europe, if you're not good enough to make a football club by 14, you best go into the arts. Or you go and get yourself a real job. So that's why I think the actors, especially the English, are so dominant in the field. It's an art, so school sponsors it, and they go on and excel at it. Like American actors, like you better get drafted to Juilliard, or I hope you look good.
You better start playing with your voice for a while.
Well, I mean, you get, it's just, a lot of, I guess that's why we got a lot of comedians that get into acting, or at least comedic personas, or actors like, say, Ryan Reynolds, who always kept on a comedic persona, despite he's not a comedian, which always kind of pissed me off about him until Deadpool. It's like, I don't want to give Dane Cook more work, but Dane Cook might be more cut out to do what you're doing.
Yeah, it seems like those guys, once they reach a certain point, like Chris Farley, there are so many people out in the world that just assume that he did stand-up comedy and he never did.
Well, I mean, there's not too much of a removal, I'd say, from, Second City, where Chris Farley came out of, in stand-up comedy. I mean, you're looking at improv, and then you're looking at stand-up. I mean,
well, those are two pretty big differences. I mean, improv, you got people to work off of. Stand-up is just you and whatever the dumb shit you wrote in a notebook that day or whatever.
Oh, I'll give you that, but no, I mean, when you stop and look at it, I don't know, Aykroyd, Murray, Ramis, Belushi, I don't know if they ever did stand up themselves.
I think a couple of them did. I think maybe Belushi, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not a stand-up comedy expert, but I mean, they were all geniuses in their own right.
Right.
But Harold Ramis alone was awesome. Like, I didn't appreciate Harold Ramis until I got older.
Right. Well, but I'm just saying, like, I know Ramis was Second City Toronto, I believe, and same thing with Aykroyd and Bill Murray and John Belushi were definitely Second City Chicago. So, no, so I don't think stand up really, and I guess that's why we should appreciate Ryan Reynolds for keeping Dane Cook out of movies for the most part when you stop and think about it. I don't know. I might be a little harsh on Dane Cook. I mean, he just very much got into the I'm just a louder version of Louis C.K. and it's like Louis C.K. was a comics comic, so his stuff wouldn't work. And it doesn't really make much sense when Dane Cook does it. So, but I mean, I digress. We're not talking about comedians. We're talking about Blind Fury, and
I was starting to wonder if Rutger Hauer did stand-up comedy.
that'd be interesting. I've never seen a foreign language comedy set, so I know Eddie Izzard, the famous English stand-up comedian. He's learned about 6 languages just so he can perform in other countries. And Eddie Izzard, I think, I'm sorry to say I think he's a they. Sorry, they. I got to see him in Chicago a couple of years ago, and he's just there, just right on. And they definitely play their gender fluidness in a lot of works now. I know he did a horror movie not too long ago where he was playing a he, so pardon that, but
They were always kind of gender fluid, though. So none of my friends ever gave them a chance. I always thought they were genius. And my buddies, they're like that. They're wearing lipstick. I'm like, yeah, they're hilarious. Like they can't get past the lipstick part.
Oh,
I thought that was always funny. The fact that they couldn't get past the lipstick was always funny to me.
Yeah, I don't, and it's ridiculous. Like even in Eddie Izzard's comedy, he loved to point out that, oh no, you can do whatever you like, because I know that they didn't consider their sexuality on stage, or at least didn't express any non heterosexuality on stage. Oh no, transvestites, they can love women. It's so they just like the comfort of the clothing. And I mean, and hell, Homer Simpson even said, when Marge was becoming a cop, well, if you become a cop, then that makes you the man of the house, and that makes me the woman. I don't want to be the woman aside from the underwear, which is solely a comfort thing.
So, oh yeah, those stretchy jeans that look pretty damn comfortable, dude.
Well, I haven't given the underwear a try. I mean, I've gone to Hot Topic, I've bought skirts and gone into their stretchy stuff, and it's like, yeah, I think they're onto something.
It's a crazy double standard because like they can't get past the lipstick. Meanwhile, not that long ago, we're listening to Motley Crue.
Well, I mean, well, no, and that is silly because, I mean, lipstick a lot of the time is solely to sell yourself further to the audience and not as a actual fashion statement. I don't think people necessarily understand that. So, but somebody I haven't seen play drag yet would be Rutger Hauer, and sadly we won't see that. He passed in 2019, which
I had no idea he was dead.
Yeah,
I've seen like 3 Rutger Hauer movies in my life, this being the 3rd.
Oh, well, I mean, he was you've probably seen him in a lot more stuff than you could think of.
I probably have.
Have you seen Blade Runner?
Oh yeah, that's right. He was the guy in Blade Runner.
Yep.
Based on that. There was a medieval movie I saw him in way back.
Yeah, that was Lady Hawk, probably.
Lady Hawk?
With Michelle Pfeiffer, Matthew Broderick. if it wasn't that, there's he was in like the first oh shoot, Paul Verhoeven American movie. Paul Verhoeven, probably best known to us for RoboCop, Total Recall, and Starship Troopers. He also did Basic Instinct, Hollow Man, but like he brought Rutger Hauer in. I think the movie that you might be thinking of, it also had like, so he did two medieval movies real close together. So he did Lady Hawk, and then, but probably before that, he was in
I don't think I ever saw Lady Hawk all the way through. I just Matthew Broderick kind of annoyed me in that movie somehow.
Well, I can't say I've watched Lady Hawk. My mom was a big fan, and she was very high on. Oh, and I knew Michelle Pfeiffer was going to be a star too, and it's like,
Yeah, like I said, my girlfriend was saying she watched this Blind Fury with her mom. I'm like, well, you watch this movie? Like, this is so far out of her realm of anything that she would watch.
Well,
I'm surprised that she watched it. I'm surprised to hear like Rutger Hauer was a mom man.
So I started watching a Rutger Hauer movie called Flesh and Blood, which was directed by Paul Verhoeven, a Dutch director at that. So again, brings more reason to how he got into the States. And Flesh and Blood was just trying to be a little too daring for me. So in this movie, like, it's about barbarian clans, and eventually somehow Rutger Hauer ends up like trouncing some noble people, and Jennifer Jason Leigh, if I'm correct, was like the prize woman there. And there's like a scene where like, oh, he's raping her, but then it's like somehow I think it's more of like the suggestion that he's so enticed by her that she's actually the one in control. Like, it was just getting a little too weird for my taste. Was it?
That's the one I saw too young.
Okay, yeah. So I couldn't stick with it. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's just like, it just gets a little too twisted. I mean, I have not watched all of Stranger Than Fiction with Will Ferrell, and I thought the movie was going great. It's just, I think maybe at the time, being a struggling writer, and it's like, and never mind the fact that, I'm not necessarily a ladies' man. It's kind of like I relate to Will Ferrell too much in this. I just don't want to deal with it. Another movie like that would be A Serious Man, directed by the Coen brothers. And I just had to shut that off because, my God, you're really making me feel this Jewish guilt here. Like, it's, and a lot of people consider the Coen brothers, who are probably most famous for Fargo, Raising Arizona, and No Country for Old Men. And it's like, yeah, jeez, like, no, you're working some shit out with this flick, but damn. I mean, I thought Catholic guilt was bad. Not to say that I'm Catholic. I'm just, there's an old Irish saying, I think it is, not an old Irish story. Two people, after a night of drinking, find themselves just staring at the hills, seeing the sunrise, and it's so beautiful. And one turns to the other and says, "So we're definitely going to pay for this, aren't we?"
Yeah, you really bailed on that accent, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I'm not shit-faced enough.
Nah, you
but,
tried. Where am I?
Yeah, Irish is a tough one to hit. British, if I watch enough stuff, I can emulate accents. Like, I can throw people for a loop at times, or I have. Like, there was this English guy, who was big on the Peoria bar scene for a while. Always showed up at Big Al's, and it's like, I'm chatting with him, and then somebody, "Oh, that's very interesting." So, oh yeah, and he'd just go off on his bit, and I'm just, feeding my own bit, but I'm doing it in his accent. And that guy would eventually say, "So where are you from?" "Well, it's just across the river." Like, I'm really holding myself back on that one. I got another Chris Candido story about accents, actually. But that's for another time, I think. So,
Yeah,
but
let's not
you,
go down the wrestling path.
yeah. Oh, I'm just glad we started after 9, so I could at least get Dynamite out of the way. And so, but
Right on. I have to look
but
up those highlights when we're done.
no, I mean, good solid match between Andrade and Darby went the right way. There's a lot of solid wrestling this week. I think they know they're just better. They're got to sit back and wait for WrestleMania to happen this weekend. So, and they'll probably go big next week. Start building towards Double or Nothing. But
yeah,
I'm thinking
last thing
about.
I saw was that dog collar match, and that was great. Lost me at thumbtacks. You always kind of lose me at thumbtacks these days.
Oh, thumbtacks. It's you see, thumbtacks don't bug me. Legos, those are the ones that really bug me.
Yeah, those were stupid too.
Yeah, when like going back to Best Friends versus Kip Sabian and Miro, and then they use Legos. It's like, oh gosh, these thumbtacks, where they are after you fall into them. Legos, no, they're just gonna stick around. You could end up stepping on them again. I don't care if you're wearing a boot. Somehow a Lego will screw you up.
Oh yeah, dude, those are Legos are weapons, small little weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah. So, but I missed a good transition spot when I was talking about the Coen brothers, because Raising Arizona is, I think, pretty much where the world was exposed to Randall Tex Cobb.
Oh yeah, dude, and it's one of those movies too. Like everybody loves that movie. I don't know anybody who hates that movie, dude.
Raising Arizona, I don't want to call it I think it's everybody loves Raising Arizona. I don't think there's a question about that. It might be the most accessible Coen brothers movie out there. I mean, my personal favorite Coen's brother movie is probably Barton Fink. But there's just nothing to hate about Raising Arizona. Randall Tex Cobb, of course, is the biker who turns out to be, or is suggested to be, Nicolas Cage's brother at the end of the movie. So, and he is, like, I know he's not the primary antagonist in this movie, Blind Fury, but he is the face of evil in Blind Fury. Good old
the casino owner guy.
The casino owner guy is the antagonist. We don't really know what happens to him at the end of this movie. But Randall Tex Cobb is Slag in Blind Fury. He is the thug that always keeps showing up. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was confusing the two there for a minute.
Right. Oh no, it's Randall.
It's crazy. Like I would have, if I was the guy that hired that guy, like I'd have been mad. Like he just kind of made everything worse, didn't he? Like,
Slag?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like when he kills Meg Foster at the beginning of the movie, that was a little rash. No question there.
Like you're just bringing bodies and eyes to my operation, man.
Well, I don't know if he brought a lot of eyes on your operation necessarily. Who cares about the people who get wiped out in the cornfield?
You mean 2 cops died in that house?
Yes, and
some eyes are getting on that.
Right. No, but you blame it on the blind guy is their entire structure, which kind of falls into the final confrontation when the antagonist, the true antagonist, the guy who's pulling all the strings, is calls on Sho Kosugi, classic ninja actor. I mean, he's in all three of the ninja movies: Enter the Ninja, Return of the Ninja, Ninja 3: The Domination, from the Canon Film Group in the early to mid 80s. And I know his son actually went up against Mark Dacascos in a movie a couple of years ago called One Night in Bangkok. Mark, yeah, it's not worth a watch. Sorry, and doesn't qualify for 90 for chill. I suppose if I watch the credits and make sure there's no end credit sequence, it could, but I won't. But yeah, his son ends up being like the antagonist at the end of that one. So, but yeah, so I mean, Blind Fury is about Rutger Hauer's character of Nick Carter. I think it was Nick Carter, maybe. Now that's just funny when you think about Backstreet Back. All right.
I was about to make that joke. You beat me to it.
Yeah. So Nick was blinded after an ambush in Vietnam, left for dead. And for some reason, the Viet Cong decided to save his life after they trap him and teach him how to use a sword as a blind person.
Yeah, but I mean, they kind of had their fun with him too.
Well, I granted that, but what was the goal of saving some Yankee to go and... Oh, you'll like, were they hoping he would spread communism in Florida where this movie begins? That's just a very silly premise.
I think he was just bored, and that little man was just like, oh, let's see what I can do with this blind guy. Hey, blind guy, and just start throwing stuff at him.
So
try to hit it.
Yeah, I thought I had it.
Eventually, he started hitting stuff.
So I had
Daredevil.
Well, I'm not saying that isn't how you make Daredevil. No question there. I thought I had something noted about that. I guess I didn't note that. All right. So, but I will say that Blind Furies basically checks off all the points of an 80s action movie. I mean, it's a blind samurai, and then you get car crashes and gunplay. It's like so I'm basically saying it's a samurai movie, and then it throws in a lot of just 80s stuff in it. So it starts as an homage. Well, so our main character, Nick, gets back to the States after learning how to master the sword as a blind man to find his best friend from Vietnam, Frank, I believe it is, and start his life over. And in the meantime, Frank is quite the chemist and has basically been forced into servitude to Las Vegas's wannabe top drug dealer. So as Nick arrives in Miami, he meets the family, and then Randall, Tex, Cobb, and two cops show up. Basically, their goal is to kidnap the son. They probably wanted to kidnap the family, but, Frank is hitting something in Reno. So maybe not the mother. So maybe it was a good call on Tex Cobb. But they kill her, and Nick successfully defends the son of Frank, kills two of the cops in the process. And then it becomes a journey for him to reconnect the son to the father in Reno from Miami. So that's the basics of the story, I guess. Really, it comes across. I mean, people love The Mandalorian, but this is kind of the first Western attempt that I can think of the concept of lone wolf and cub.
There's probably early ones if we did it enough concept. This movie reminded me of another movie I watched when I was a kid called Dutch that I can't find anywhere. It's like the comedy version of this movie.
Oh, I can't remember who was in Dutch. I know Dutch. Don't get
Ed
me wrong.
And
Yeah,
some kid.
right. So that was about 1990. No, that would definitely have come afterwards. I will say that. I'm certain of that.
Yeah, it definitely came out in the 90s, like 94 or something
Yeah.
like that.
So, yeah, Dutch 1991. So no, not that long after. This one kind of like went right to which is weird when you look at the early 90s. This one pretty much went right to WGN. Before WGN was a national channel, or it was a national channel, but they didn't really. It was definitely Chicago. I mean, that's where my mom was taping it, and yeah, there they go. They just blast Meg Foster from "They Live" with a shotgun. I don't think you kids should be watching. So that was
another note on that. Like, they don't seem like kid people. You like the casino guy. Like, he doesn't seem like he wants to like keep. Now we have to watch this kid without his mom. Like, this is gonna be 1,000% harder now.
Well, it's more of just holding something over the drug dealer. It's like if Slag could have captured the kid from the beginning, if they were aware of, oh, there's this blind Vietnam veteran who just kicked the shit out of a bunch of Hispanics over a burrito. Like that's when we find out that Nick is dangerous. Is like he's just having a burrito, and that's after he ignores a crocodile, an alligator, to start the movie. Yeah, he goes, stops for some food. Some Hispanic gang tries to pick on him, and he ends up kicking their asses. No, I mean, it was a good strategy until Nick came along. I don't know how you predict, Vietnam samurai. I don't know. Like, it's just something like this is a Cards Against Humanity situation. Like, I draw the card, things you don't want coming in your mouth, and like, well, who'd have thought the blind Viet Cong veteran samurai was going to come in my mouth? I guess I don't know. Bad example. I should have probably got my deck out and drawn some cards and suggested that. So it's kind of like, if anything, it's kind of like that opening where Nick goes and wipes out the two cops and lets Randall Tex Cobb escape. As I say, I described Randall Tex Cobb, and it's kind of like, I think the last great thing people knew him from was Liar Liar, as the guy that Jim Carrey defends right at the beginning of the movie. Like, oh, well, thanks, man. I'll give you the suit back. No, keep it. You're going to need it again. I think they were... when Jim Carrey gets arrested in Liar Liar, they may have been spooning. Randall Tex Cobb, I knew he was in Blind Fury. And I've seen Raising Arizona. It's, undeniable classic, and it's kind of like this movie though is interesting just because of the samurai element. Because remember I was a big fan of Highlander the series. If you ever watched any of those, I mean, some would say it's better than the movie. I got in an argument with the stripper in Peoria about that. But there was like basically every week it was a guest star as another immortal for our McLeod to take out. Roddy Piper was one of them. There was a good bait and switch episode with Ron Perlman as one.
Roddy Piper was in Highlander?
Highlander the series, yeah. Season
I
2.
Sat down and watched that whole series. I always just saw random episodes at 2 in the morning.
Right. But yeah, season 2, I think it's on Amazon Prime, where you can find Blind Fury, of course. I mean, this is a movie that I wouldn't be surprised stays on Amazon Prime forever.
Hope so.
Well, I mean, it's interesting. That's just a thing about Sony not actually having their own legitimate streaming service. I know they own Crackle, but nobody ever gave a crap about that. But this was from TriStar Pictures, which had the ultimate like logo, I think, or at least reel for their movies, the Pegasus jumping over the logo.
Yeah.
And I watched it plenty of times. Like, I love Labyrinths. I've seen that, watched that a lot. Lord knows that Pegasus did not clear the logo. Like, it looks so majestic. Yeah, but it didn't get over that eye. But yeah, so Highlander the series, Randall Tex Cobb is actually in an episode against the McLeod. So wasn't one of my favorite episodes. That one was about Duncan's apprentice being told that he's the father of a child and trying to adjust to the concept that, well, maybe I should just be the father figure anyhow, despite it's not mine. And in the meantime, Duncan is facing off with Randall Tex Cobb, who was a cavalry bounty hunter and killed his Native American family. So, needless to say, though, anything with swords kind of makes me want to watch Highlander. So,
fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'll even stand for Highlander 2. There is a way that movie works. I'll stand by that statement. I mean, like, really, what happened with why I probably like Highlander 2 is because the video store I went to, Second Cinema was the brand we had, and Morton didn't have a copy of Highlander 1, and I'm a big Queen fan, so when I knew they did the Highlander soundtrack, it's like, well, obviously I should like Highlander. And so that's how I came to appreciate Highlander 2.
Highlander 2 is my first Highlander.
Yeah, as I say, I'm not like that. They tried to make that movie a hit, which was a huge mistake. I mean, well, they spent so much money on that movie. There's a lot of insurance bullshit and such that they had to try making it a hit. So,
yeah, let's give it up for Sean Connery for his voice work in Highlander as the Spaniard.
Well, it wasn't his voice work. He had to go and put on the entire act. I don't think I don't know if Sean Connery's ever done voice work beyond the video game for From Russia with Love back in
He didn't sound Spanish at all.
No, well, Ramirez, the Spaniard, is actually an Egyptian who spent most of his time in Japan before coming to Europe again. So,
it's still funny when he's clearly Scottish and he's calling himself the Spaniard.
Well, so back at the old convention circuit, and we're talking 1990s, 1998, my senior year of high school, I think it was. Yeah, because I had to do a little extra running for wrestling because I took a couple days off to go to the biggest sci-fi convention at the time, which is called Visions, and then like the next year, it just turned into a Doctor Who affair, and like, I don't know. This is where like really got. This is the time where everybody's selling bootleg tapes, and there was a copy of a fan version of Mystery Science Theater 3000 for Highlander 2, where you had everybody who was doing the tape being like, oh, I'll be Joel, I'll be Crow, I'll be Tom Servo. And they do like a sketch about how Sean Connery's never played anybody who isn't Scottish. Like even the Untouchables, where he won the Academy Award. And I'm a huge fan of Train Spotting, so believe me, I know my Scottish shit. But like, no, he's always done every character with a Scottish accent, even the Irish cop in Untouchables, where he won the Oscar, or the Russian he played in The Russian House, where he won the BAFTA. Like, no, Sean Connery. By the 80s, we were just appreciating the fact that, oh, Sean Connery, he's an icon. It's almost like maybe Adam West should have been Batman in Batman 89. So I recently rewatched the Lego Batman, actually waiting to record this podcast a couple days ago. It's like, man, that's a little. Sometimes they're just a little too on with our parodies nowadays.
Dude, those Lego movies make me happy, man.
Oh, I have not gotten around to Lego Ninjago. It took me a while to figure out that it shouldn't really be called Ninjago. It's Ninja Go. But I mean, you got Jackie Chan, then you got the entire cat bit. Like, why haven't I watched that yet?
I've seen the show a little bit with Dexter. It's okay, but yeah, those Lego movies, they make me happy.
All right.
I haven't seen the Lego movie 2. But
Lego movie 2 is all right. I mean, a little long, and could have used a little Morgan Freeman somehow. But I'm looking over my notes, and I brought up that Blind Swordsman is basically. Really, I should say it's a kind of a combination of all the great Japanese samurai movies. You have Lone Wolf and Cub, and then you have obviously Zatoichi, the Blind Swordsman. And I can't say I've actually watched any of the Zatoichi films. I have watched the remake, directed and starring Beat Kitano. I don't know if you know Beat Kitano that well. He was a former stand-up comedian. He was responsible for Takeshi's Castle, if you remember MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
Oh, yeah.
So he was a character. So he was a guy who created what many people credit as the inspiration for America's funniest home videos. Just the idea of people falling over themselves accidentally. And yeah, I do see my note now saying, like, why did the Viet Cong train a Yankee to be a blind swordsman? But I do bring up the fact in my note that it says, need to find out why Charlie / the Viet Cong. And it's like something that wasn't addressed in my Willy Wonka episodes. The entire reason why they changed the title of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory because it was 1971 and we were still in Vietnam.
It makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. And another note I had was about Meg Foster. She plays the mother of the little William who gets I only know best from being the little kid who gets turned into the flying potion for Julian Sands in the movie Warlock.
Oh,
That's a deep dive, 1989.
I haven't thought of that movie for a while. I
Well,
loved it when I was younger.
yeah, I got to check the time on that one to see if it qualifies. I mean, that movie's got Julian Sands, Laurie Singer. Damn it, I forgot his name. He's doing a lot of stuff now just because of how he's a British character actor. He was
They
in
made a few of those Warlock movies too.
They made 3 Warlock movies, and I don't think any of them are actually connected to each other. Let me see. It's just trying to find out that actor I'm looking for. I know he was also.
It was always the same guy, though, right?
I'm sorry?
Same guy was always the Warlock, wasn't it?
Yeah, the same guy. Julian Sands is always the Warlock, I think. Richard E. Grant is the actor I was thinking of who played the guy from the past chasing the Warlock. Richard E. Grant in a young role at that time. He's done a lot of work in he's General Pride in Rise of Skywalker, the guy who shoots General Hux when they find out he's the traitor. He also plays classic Loki in the Loki movie. Loki series, I should say.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet either.
Okay, well, sorry to spoil that one for you. Other movie I know him from right off the top of my head is Hudson Hawk, which is a story about a dancer.
I love that movie too.
Oh, see, I was doing my best to get with a stripper at that time, and I watched movies like Hudson Hawk and Biodome and didn't even get a handy. Like,
everyone knows strippers loves Hudson Hawk.
Well, I didn't know that, but I'm just saying, like, these are legit. Most people consider these bad movies, Biodome especially, and Hudson Hawk definitely a misguided one. So just covering all of that, and I really kind of think Blind Fury does kind of waste Meg Foster. You probably know her best from They Live.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So Roddy Piper,
super classic.
Yeah, so that's the girl Roddy Piper tries to save, and turns out she's in on it. Like, she's got these piercing blue eyes, and I'm only saying this because Joe Bob Briggs from Monster Vision said it. I know he's got a lot of series on Shudder. Like there's just something alien about her eyes, and even kind of her delivery. She's very. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but very flat and like disconnected. So it's kind of weird to see her play a mother. So I don't know where that casting choice.
She sounds like a pilled up mom.
Yeah, that's dead on. All right, so let's see. And it's not Nick Carter, it's Nick Parker. I did document that in my notes. Okay. But there you go. The relationship with Billy the kid named William, I should say. Like, growing up in the 80s, it was the 80s, man. You could just smack a kid.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I mean, yeah, we know he spits that rock out at the kid when he tries to pass it off as like a jawbreaker or something. Jelly bean. But no, man. Nobody's going to fault you for smacking an annoying child. My opinion, like, maybe it's working too long in retail. Like, I see enough grandmas taking care of kids, and it's like, I remember growing up, I can turn my back. You do what you do, you. So I'm not advocating child abuse. It's definitely not the right thing to do. I am advocating, if you're in a stable relationship, if you have an errand to run and it's not to a place that sells toys, don't bring your kids. Just me. I don't know. Maybe I was raised exceptionally well. I don't recall us causing that much trouble for my dad, who took us everywhere. But oh gosh. So let's see.
Yeah, those were the days, wasn't it? Going to the store.
Well, I think it was Rodney Carrington who said that, like everything's a free for all at Walmart. Like they even ring a bell saying, whoop your kids. Like, you could punish your children by saying, that's it, we're going to Walmart. So, but I guess, and I think you've probably seen it, I don't know, kids in the 80s, at least movie wise, like this and Over the Top, I just can't stand the little shitheads.
They always. I think it's a Hollywood thing. Like they kind of make them do. They make them sound more precarious. Is that? I don't know if that's the right word.
Well, no, precarious.
They make them sound more precocious.
I think both words work different ways. Like the kids are definitely in more danger than they should be, which would be precarious. But yeah,
for sure. No, we were in way more situations that we shouldn't have been in than kids are now.
Well, that's true, but no, nothing like say Over the Top or Blind Fury, which I'm just I got that playing in the background on mute, and we're at the scene where after our Frank's girlfriend breaks her glasses, that Rutger Hauer decides, oh, I'm going to drive then. And the kids
point already.
Yeah.
How great are those henchmen?
Oh, okay. So yeah, those two henchmen. I can't recall their immediate names.
Which there's something else I really love about this movie are the henchmen.
Oh, the henchmen are awesome. That's
a great selection of henchmen all around.
Yes. But the two kids the two henchmen you were referring to are, I can't remember, they're brothers, and I love how they end. Like one gets so pissed at the other for,
they have a couple of legit, really funny gags in that movie.
Oh, man. Yeah. But that kind of brings it up, though. Like this movie today, up until the third act of the movie, would be PG-13. It's not an R.
Yeah.
But in the last act, I think they realized, oh no, we're in the 80s. We got to start dropping a lot of F words. Like, you don't hear any swearing pretty much for the first hour of the movie, and then it's like, and oh, blind man, you can F off, you can F-O. You know what that means?
Yeah. That is true, man. They really do pile them in there at the end.
Yeah, so let's see. So the best henchmen were probably the two brothers, the Pike brothers. I think they mentioned their name. They're the ones who capture Nick and Billy, and then get betrayed by Lisa Blount, who plays Anne Winchester, Frank's girlfriend. So one of them's Nick Cassavetes, and I know Rick. Like now that I'm just pulling up the IMDb, and like, oh, Rick Overton. I know he's been in a lot of stuff. Like he's that guy, the bigger guy of the brothers. But like the other one is, but the smaller guy is Nick Cassavetes, and if you ever seen the movie The Wraith, that might be before your time. That movie is so Nick Cassavetes is the son of legendary director, and I don't want to mispronounce his bloody name. Well, I don't want to get his name wrong. I'm not going to mispronounce Cassavetes. Nick Cassavetes, he's probably best known now as the brother of Gina Gershon in Face Off. Dietrich Hasler. The guy in Face Off, he's bald. I think he goes around bald anyhow now, but in Face Off, he's bald. He's the guy like, so what do you want us to do with him when we catch him? And Nick Cage goes, I want to take his face off. Face off. And then they leave that scene and that guy just says, okay, no more drugs for this guy. That's Nick Cassavetes' probably his best line. But there's a 80s movie from 1986 called The Wraith, which did get looked at on the podcast, How Did This Get Made? And truthfully, how did that get made? But it's a movie about a gang whose leader is obsessed with Sherilyn Fenn. So he goes and kills her boyfriend. And otherwise, this gang, basically what they do is they basically corner people so they can challenge them to car races so that they can get the pink slips. And yeah, and so Nick Cassavetes is the leader of that gang, and he's like just over the top psychotic. So, but then this mysterious Dodge Supercharger comes out and they start trying to challenge that, and every time like a new one of their guys gets killed in a race with them, and it turns out that the Wraith is actually Charlie Sheen.
Well, who else would it be?
Well, yeah, but this is funny because it was Charlie Sheen was probably only on set for maybe 3 days because he had to go and shoot Platoon at that time. So, but yeah, it's just over the top acting. I mean, it's a great Clint Howard movie. If you know your Howard family well enough.
Oh yeah, the ice cream man.
Right, right. Great. Clint Howard's in it. It's Randy Quaid is a police detective. I mean, it's just batshit. The soundtrack is awesome. I'm kind of disappointed that I found a copy at Disc Replay in Champaign. Yeah, I'll pay $9.99 for that. And then it's like, oh, it doesn't even have subtitles or closed captions. Shit, I should have just paid an extra $3 on iTunes. But yeah, so those are your two henchmen there. And also one of the big bodyguards at the end, like the ones that wear the white outfits at the casino.
Yeah, I thought the one was Ming for a minute.
It was not Ming.
But once I saw his face good, like I realized it wasn't from the side. Like it totally looked like Ming.
But that guy is a Korean professional wrestler who made his bones in Japan. Tiger Chong Lee plays that bodyguard we're talking about. He's actually trained by Dory Funk Jr. and the legendary Carl Gotch.
No shit.
Yeah, and Kintaro Oki, but I have not known enough about him, truthfully. So just going through my notes. So obviously we get the end where, Frank is like told, oh, bring the drugs with you after they escape, but then the kid gets kidnapped. It's like, what did Frank actually expect there to be a fair exchange? I mean, no, he didn't, because he was preparing the Molotov cocktails. Yeah. But what was it? Like, everybody comes up with a different story for makeshift napalm. I know Fight Club, it's orange juice and gasoline. I think this is detergent in gasoline. So if you watch Fight Club and Blind Fury, you definitely could be a domestic terrorist. Not telling you that you should be. I'm just saying you can be. I don't know. It's one of those, like, when you have no
If
leverage.
you love these movies, you got the search history to back up your
No, right. Like, um, so yeah, there's that. Really, I think this movie is what Daredevil should have been. We're talking the 2000, I want to say 2003
Ben
Daredevil.
Affleck one.
Yes. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
anything would have been better than that.
I don't know. There's so many good things about Daredevil. You got Joe Pantoliano as the newspaper guy. You got Kevin Smith, John Favreau. I like the idea of Ving Rhames as Kingpin. I mean, honestly, it's like really, it's kind of sad that Ving Rhames isn't around with us. Like, I loved Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin, but you can't replace Ving Rhames.
He was as good a Kingpin as John Bernthal was Punisher.
That's a fair statement.
I need to go back and rewatch those shows. Actually, they've been coming up in conversation a few times recently.
Well, recently they've all got moved to Disney Plus, and I know they scrubbed out all the Netflix stuff on it.
Yeah, I saw the commercial when they did that, and the commercial was hilarious. But just to me, it seemed like Disney was just admitting that their own shows were terrible. It was like, hey, come on, we got the good ones now.
Well, let's just, I don't know if you can say that. Like, I watched first season of Punisher, which is all right. Daredevil season 1, season 1 is excellent. Season 2 is all right. Jessica Jones is pretty solid for the first 2 seasons. I didn't watch the third. I didn't watch the third Daredevil. I didn't watch the second Punisher. I didn't watch the second Luke Cage. I didn't watch the second Iron Fist. I'll defend Iron Fist, though. It's like, The Defenders was good, though, I think, in the end.
Yeah, it was sad that they did that Iron Fist. That should have been really good. It could have been really good.
Everybody was bitching about the white hero element of it. It's like, yeah, that's how the comic book was written.
Yeah, that's what he is.
Yeah, the guy's name is Danny Rand. Like, sorry, he's, I mean, this is more reason why I got to watch Shang-Chi, because I know they bring Ben Kingsley. I now know they bring Ben Kingsley back as the Mandarin.
I think you'll like it.
Right.
I think you'll like it.
A lot of people say you'll like Shang-Chi. So
I definitely did. I didn't have high hopes for it at all, and I liked it. It was all right.
Well, I don't know.
I love it.
Well, I don't know what Marvel heroes, honestly, that are going to make you want to run to the new series. Like, who didn't they cover? Like, the X-Men were all done by 20th Century Fox. We really want to see those guys back. Same thing with the Fantastic Four. Like, Disney was lucky with Guardians of the Galaxy, because I don't remember anybody talking about Guardians of the Galaxy.
They ain't bring Wesley Snipes back as Blade.
Oh no, Mahershala Ali will be a great Blade. He's just a great actor in general. So I'm not afraid of what they're going to do with Blade.
With a Wesley Snipes return.
Well, I mean, it would be nice to get Wesley Snipes in there, but I think Wesley Snipes, after the tax thing, is a little more trouble. And
yeah, I heard he's crazy now.
Yeah, and Blade 3, I think he's a little more trouble than he's worth. So,
yeah, I don't think those Blade movies get enough credit for what they really ended up starting.
Well, I mean, Blade 1 was excellent, and I still don't know why we haven't forgiven Stephen Norrington, the director for the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the movie looks like shit. Don't get me wrong. Like, I watched it like on DVD back in the day. It's like, it's not as bad as people say. I mean, if I was Sean Connery, I wouldn't let this be the reason why I retired. and then you watch it in on a 4K TV with just full dynamic range, and it's like, oh god, the effects. This was just awful.
Yeah.
No, it's unwatchable. Like, so, but it's funny when I'm talking about Stephen Norrington. There's a movie on Amazon Prime, I still think, called Split Second with Rutger Hauer.
I almost watched that the other day.
It might be worth a watch. I mean, it's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. It's very weird, but then like Stephen Norrington is responsible for the monster design at the end of it. And yeah, the monster is an alien ripoff, but it's still, I thought it was like, hey, fun little facts. I mean, it's weird that they keep playing the Moody Blues Knights in White Satin throughout the movie. I mean, we get to briefly see Kim Cattrall's boobs when that meant something. Thank you for ruining that, Sex in the City. So no, it's. I think if you like sloppy cinema, it's worth a watch. Another good one, I don't know if it's on Amazon Prime right now, is Surviving the Game. It's Rutger Hauer.
Yes.
It's the Deadliest Game with Ice Cube as the target. No, Ice-T, sorry, as the target. And the cast is just great. You got Rutger Hauer as the lead. You got F. Murray Abraham, Gary Busey.
God, I love that movie.
John C. McGinley. It's not a good movie by any stretch, but it is fun. It is just effing fun.
God damn, you were right. I have seen Rutger Hauer and all kinds of things.
Yeah, well, okay. I'll just throw it out there. He was in Batman Begins.
Shit, was he?
Yeah, he was the board member. Like, oh, we're taking Wayne Enterprises public, so we're not really going to need you around, Bruce. So he's the guy. He's the guy who fires Morgan Freeman, and then Morgan Freeman comes back. Oh yes, it was bought primarily by one private investor. Oh, you didn't get the memo?
Oh shit!
That's the worst Morgan frickin' Freeman you're ever gonna hear. But so let's see, Frank, Daredevil. So. Let's see. Just going through my notes. Got my Chromebook as my second screen. Probably would have been cheaper to figure out how to expand my windows, but I digress. So I guess my question is, have you seen any of the ninja movies? They were a trilogy by the Canon Film Company.
Yeah.
So there was Enter the Ninja Returns, I think, and then Ninja 3: The Domination.
Revenge of the Ninja. Revenge of the Ninja was the first one I saw. I bought it at on VHS at some small like secondhand store in Springfield. I don't remember what it's called. It probably doesn't exist anymore. But I watched that movie over and over again. And I just saw Enter the Ninja. It might still be on Amazon Prime.
I think it might be, because I was looking through that, because it was, again, the How Did This Get Made podcast by Paul Scheer, Jason Mantzoukas, and Paul Scheer's wife, June.
Yeah, I used to listen to that every so often.
Yeah.
It's a good podcast.
Yes. Oh, it's an excellent podcast. They once did Ninja 3: The Domination, which is a movie about like a ninja does his assassination attempt on a golf course, and then like kills 30 police officers before he's finally taken down, but he's able to pass his spirit onto an aerobics instructor / telephone cable woman. And she starts acting out in his revenge against all the cops. There's a weird scene with V8 in it. I'll just put it that way. And Shokusogi doesn't show up doesn't show up to vanquish the bad ninja until the end of the movie. Very like, oh, now that I'm thinking about it, oh gosh, that was aesthetically a horrible movie. Now that I think about it, lots of fun. I mean, the first 15 minutes alone is worth watching.
From the other two.
And I do need to watch Enter the Ninja just because, like, Franco Nero. You might not know him that well. Franco Nero was the original Django.
Okay, no, I wouldn't know. I'm not up on my Django knowledge.
Okay, well, spaghetti westerns. So, like, they did a lot of movies called Django. In Italy, spaghetti westerns. There's only one, but the original.
They're novels too, aren't they?
I'm sorry.
They're novels too, aren't they?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Django's like a long-term character. I know that.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised with the Italians, because especially with the concept of giallo, which is the Dario Argento mastered film genre. But giallo stems from the yellow pages of dime store novels. Giallo literally translates to yellow in English from Italian. So it wouldn't surprise me. And truth be told, Dario Argento wrote Sergio Leone's first Western movie, which was Once Upon a Time in the West. No, Django. So the first Django movie stars Franco Nero, and then Franco Nero was like, "Oh, he's a star," so he just went and took on international work, and like different actors played Django henceforth. And if you remember Django Unchained, the Mandingo fight,
yeah,
the guy who loses, or at least the manager who loses, that's actually Franco Nero.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so Franco Nero, but bringing up Franco Nero, so he's the white savior in Enter the Ninja. So, a little trivia, I suppose. And actually seeing the Amazon Prime, and it's saying people who watched this movie also watched. It's like, well, yeah, no, I definitely watched Split Second. I've definitely watched Ninja 3: The Domination. Like,
yeah. The same thing. I was watching Enter the Ninja, and Dante came downstairs and like, "What are you watching? This is stupid." It's just super old.
I don't like. That's a frustrating thing I have with my niece and nephew, is that I can't, like, for my nephew's first Christmas, I bought him a copy of Flash Gordon, because there were like there were 5, but essentially 3 movies that I watched as a kid. The Star Wars trilogy, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and Flash Gordon. And it's like, no, this is gonna, like, I think I'm okay. Flash Gordon's excellent to raise your children on. I really wanted to buy him a copy of Enter the Dragon too, because I think the lessons are awesome. But but no, my little sister is a teacher, so it's like, no, I can't let my kids watch this stuff. Like,
Flash Gordon, what the hell is wrong with Flash Gordon?
oh, there's a hell of a lot of sexual innuendo in Flash Gordon.
Well, there's a lot of sexual innuendo in Disney movies and stuff too. And cartoons. It shit's everywhere. It's all how you take it. Like, they're not gonna know what's going on unless you tell them.
I can't recall.
I haven't watched Flash Gordon in like 5 years.
I can't recall a single Disney movie with upfront sexual innuendo. There's always subliminal stuff. I will acknowledge that. Like, the priest with a boner and the Little Mermaid. Never
You see
mind.
them mama asses in the fucking Pixar movies?
Okay, now that's on you to bring up mom
Every-
asses.
Yeah, every mom in the Pixar movies got a big fat ass.
All right, that's a preference issue on you, buddy. Like, I'm not. There's no reason
No,
to.
that's an artist issue. I'm not drawing them pictures.
I don't know. You're the one noticing it, though. So, I mean, I like him wide, and I don't like him big. I'll say that. Okay, but I'm just saying the blatant sexuality, like, oh, this when he's communicating with Gale over the telekinetically or telepathically, I should say. And you got it's Aurora, I think it's the name, the daughter of Ming the Merciless, just all over him, and he's like trying to talk to Gale and like, oh my god, this girl is really turning me on. And Gale responds, what was that? I didn't catch it. Forget I said that. Like, no, there's a lot of, I mean, the entire character of Aurora is just over the top sexuality.
I'm gonna try to watch Flash Gordon with my kids. I'll report back, see how that goes.
I think I'm fine. Queen is my favorite band. I think I came just because of that. I think I came out on the other end
fine.
of that.
Flash Gordon's an American hero. He's a quarterback for the New York Jets.
Yeah, Tom Brady could do that. Tom Brady could do that. Yeah, I've ended the podcast before with that quote. But Ted was a movie I related to way too much. Like, yeah.
I was so happy to see that guy at Ted.
Yeah, Sam Jones. And I think I missed an opportunity to see that guy recently. Like, and you know they dubbed Sam Jones in that movie.
Oh yeah, I bet Sam Jones parties, dude.
Oh, all right. I'm just flipping through, and now we're finally getting to the Shokusogi match up with Rutger Hauer, and that's like one of my the best jokes I think in the movie is when Rutger Hauer is fighting the assassin as he's cast, and he like feels up his face. Oh, Japanese! Like, I mean, it's.
Where was that they were fighting in too? Was that like a roller rink, dance hall? Like what was that?
So they get knocked into the personal gym. And then so yeah, I'm watching it now. Strike, block. Palms his face right now. Yes, no. It's actually very well choreographed. Yeah, now he's feeling his face out. Oh yeah, Japanese. So yeah, they get knocked into his personal gym. So, and they got to strike a electrical cord at some point because that's how the assassin meets his demise. The hot tub turns on the hot tub. Yeah, there he goes. He slices a light that falls into the hot tub. That's where you get that kind of vibe. So yeah. So excellent. I didn't catch the trampoline jump in the first rewatch. Like, oh, okay. So yeah. They have that fight in there. But it brings me up to, was this an inspiration for Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, when Randall Tex Cobb meets his demise? So, I mean, after the after the ninja gets killed, Randall Tex Cobb just comes in with his shotgun again. Like, I told you can't outrun a bullet. Your sword can't cut a bullet. And then they have a quick little fight, and he gets knocked off a mountain, the top of the ski resort, cut in half.
Halved.
It wasn't a shotgun. It was just your classic. I would say I would venture to say Desert Eagle 50 caliber. if you remember the movie Snatch, and
Yeah.
the scene where there's a guy who does not get enough work. Vinnie Jones, English actor.
He's pretty great. He was in a lot of stuff there for a while.
Yeah, but it was always supporting, like, oh, blink and you miss some type things. He was a controversial figure. I know in England, at least, like bullshit Big Brother stuff, the TV show Big Brother. And then there's I know he got himself into a fight in like South Dakota and got arrested for a fight in South Dakota because somebody was bad mouthing the Juggernaut bitch. And like, all right, here goes. And Randall Tex Cobb, like, I don't like all these near miss slices. Like, it kind of surprises me that he actually went through Randall Tex Cobb, because you remember in the cornfield fight, Rucker Hauer like somehow knows that the shed that Randall Tex Cobb is just firing his shotgun from has a weak foundation.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like how would you know that? Like, it was fun how he not off all the other rednecks in the cornfield.
Also, the little thing he kept springing up, or actually he had to make multiple of them. Like, he made all of that shit up real smacking fast. How do you do that line?
No, he could have gone and just grabbed one scarecrow. Where he would find the scarecrow as a blind person, that would be your question.
Yeah, even if he did just have one, yeah, yeah. I don't buy him having one though. I feel like that one that would have just been blown to bits real fast.
Well,
and the way they were popping up, it just seemed like he had something devised. Like, they looked like they were just like popping up. You know what I mean?
But if you don't waste something point blank with a shotgun, it's not going to go. Like, it goes back to the movie Looper, when they were talking about the blunderbusses that the loopers would use. Like, you know, you get outside of 10 yards, a blunderbuss isn't gonna do a damn thing at point blank. But if you're within 10 yards, a blunderbuss is gonna destroy whatever it hits. Same thing with how the pirates who invented the blunderbuss, like, you have enough gunpowder that you can put anything in the barrel and it'll be lethal, provided they're within 10 yards. So I'm just saying a shotgun isn't that strong outside of its range. But I mean, the real twist is, so there's a lot of holes in the plot now that we really are breaking it down. Like, how did he find the scarecrow? And then how did he know about that the shed was held up by one little board? But what I'm getting at is, like, he cuts Randall Tex Cobb in half. The rest of the movie, like, he sliced up that first one of those cops pretty good, but then he ends up stabbing him to finish him off. So I'm like, he doesn't really get through people that often. And then Randall Tex Cobb, again, that I will blame on the director, I suppose, and let me find the director's name to give him all of the blame. Blind Fury. Philip Noyce is the director. And no, actually, I'm looking back at this, and then I'm more fascinated by... So the earlier screenplay of this movie was actually written by a Japanese person, Ryozo Kasahira. No longer with us, died at 90 years of age. I'm just looking. Blind Fury was
something else too. It was established in that after that cornfield scene when Randall Tex Cobb wakes up, he's got like that Kevlar mesh thing.
Yeah,
the sword. How did he cut through him? Did he just happen to not be wearing it then?
Well, if you cut a guy around the waist and cut him like Darth Maul, exactly like that, I suppose I suppose you'd miss the vest. That doesn't explain how Randall Tex Cobb didn't get his head cut in half.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just to give us a little bit of gore because there was not a whole lot of like there was violence, but there wasn't a whole lot
Oh,
of
right.
blood.
No, this would be like if this would have came out like a year later or 2 years. Well, I guess it wasn't about till I'd say 3 years later that we start making PG-13. No, gosh. I'd have to venture to say not until about 6 years later. We're talking after Judge Dredd did we start making PG-13 action movies.
Really, that late?
Well, I mean,
I never thought of it before.
yeah, no, I'm just throwing it out there. It's like you had Batman, and that was PG-13. Like that was the first PG-13 movie. My mom said, "Oh, we're gonna go watch." Mom, I'm 9. My little brother is 3. We're gonna watch Batman. Yeah, we're gonna watch Batman. It's gonna be Adam West. Okay, she loved Batman. My mom. She did not like Batman Returns, which is a lot more twisted. I will give you that, but still.
I didn't like Batman Returns when I was younger.
Oh, I think it's
I
probably
get a lot more now.
Yeah, I think it might be the best Batman. I have not seen the Batman yet, but
Neither have I.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting in the theater for that long. I heard how long it was. No way.
oh, it's a 2.5 hours at the very least. Like, I don't know. Like, I could sit through the Hobbit movies. I could sit through the Lord of the Rings movies. I loved Matrix Resurrections. So no, I mean,
I've heard nothing but bad things about it.
all right, Matrix Resurrections, like the first act is brilliant. How is it really real or is it actually just in some computer programmer's head? And then I think the second and third act all really depends on how much you like the sequels.
Oh yeah, I hate the sequel.
Okay, I love the sequels, so like I'm there. So I thought it worked very well. I mean, Neil Patrick Harris is your bad guy. With that said, there's potential. So I think it's written well enough that if you didn't like the sequels, this kind of like, yeah, they happen, but you don't need to know about them. Kind of like X-Men Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Like I hate X-Men 3, and I did not even give Wolverine Origins a chance. X-Men Origins Wolverine a chance, I should say.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything there.
Right. So, but they had to mention them in the when Logan was telling 1972 Charles, you got to go in my head. So we had to deal with them. Even in the Wolverine, we had to deal with X-Men 3. So I think they yeah. So I basically, if you like Days of Future Past, I think you can like the Matrix Resurrections. So
I might get to it at a certain point.
but as you said, it's a lot of time. It's a 2.5 hour movie. I think the Wachowski sisters were aware that we could create something great, but I don't know if we're going to have a sequel. So let's just kind of leave it on a good point. And I think they did that. So I'm still very pissed. Like, I have not seen Spider-Man No Way Home, and I got my reasons. One, I haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2, and I have not seen Spider-Man 2 or 3. I do kick myself in the head for not seeing 2, but come on, 3 was a cluster muck of epic proportion.
Yeah.
So I didn't really think I was ready for. So that's the problem with Marvel right now. It's like, okay, you're expecting to watch 4 movies I didn't want to watch to totally understand No Way Home. And then I'm dealing with people I don't know in Shang-Chi and the Eternals. So that's Marvel's disconnect. I just finished What If. So, I mean, it's not like I'm not trying. But
yeah, I'm gonna have to check out that Moon Knight.
Oh, I think
series.
if I'm correct,
Really
if I'm correct, Oscar Isaac is Moon Knight.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm checking that out. So All right.
because I like that character a lot.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac is Moon Knight. So yeah, Moon Knight's always fascinated me. There's so many meta characters, like just what way too aware of what they're dealing with in the Marvel universe. Which
Well,
I
he's legit out of his mind. He's a schizo.
well, right, but I thought he kind of had some Deadpool type insight at
No,
times.
he like
Oh,
worships like a moon god.
okay. Well, there you go. But I'm just saying, there's kind of the entire schizo element kind of makes it seem like he's
Too.
outside of the Marvel universe. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's very unlike any other character in the Marvel universe. That's what makes me really curious about this show. I'm wondering how they're gonna do it.
Well, let's see. So I guess as I brought up, like, okay, so you have a samurai movie up until we get to Reno, and then it's like every action movie of the 80s. You got the car crashes, the car chase. You got the shoot 'em up in the cable car.
You got the roller rink fight.
Well, that was like
Everyone's
that was like the I don't know, the bar fight where you had the band and everything. You had that fight, so that's everything 80s. But it's like, I guess my big thing with the takeaway, and we can bring this back to our original podcast together, which was Bloodsport and Showdown in Little Tokyo. What is it with these Zen warrior fucking samurai assholes that it just decide, okay, I'm gonna leave?
Especially like, where's he gonna go? Like, I guess he does have the police after him still.
Oh, by that point though, after you've killed the drug syndicate, I'd hope not. I mean, but yeah, like what?
Still looking for that guy. They got questions.
Yeah, well, right, but I mean, it's a blind guy. It's easy to say, well, what do you expect me to say? I didn't see anything. Um, so it's kind of like, but no, like I know there's movies where they indicate that the ninja, dare I say, and that's the Asian warrior just decides to walk away. And like I will say that makes sense in the movie, which I wouldn't mind doing a podcast on, The Warrior's Way from 2010. It's actually a Korean directed movie, I believe, about a ninja or Asian assassin who refuses to kill the last remaining heir of the rival clan, which is a little girl, baby girl. So instead, he adopts a baby girl and runs off to America. And
Yeah, vaguely remember that.
yeah, it's a good one. You got Jeffrey Rush as a drunk sniper. Just Tony Cox. Is it Tony Cox? Yeah, I think Tony Cox, the little person, black guy, from Bad Santa and a lot of other stuff in it. Kate Bosworth, Danny Houston, hell of a cast. CG doesn't hold up necessarily, but no, really fun movie there. Wild West meets samurai movies.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out because I'm
Yeah.
still kind of on my ninja kick.
Yeah, so yeah, The Warrior's Way, 2010, I believe. Took me a while to fight Lionsgate on getting that download code after I found a copy at not Hobby Lobby, Big Lots. Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense in that case. Like, well, they're hunting me. They're not hunting the little baby anymore. They're just looking for revenge. So, but yeah, like why, or it goes back to, I guess, even better, the Incredible Hulk, the Incredible Hulk TV show. Like Bruce Banner just has to walk away from life and hitchhike to the next town. No, I think there's a chance for you to just settle down, man. You don't have to look for violence. What gives you this holier than thou? Well, maybe holier than thou, that I will be justice for everyone.
Well, I mean, Bruce Banner did have have the government looking for him, didn't he? Wasn't the U.S. government always tracking him down?
Yeah, I think you're right there. Right. Okay. So again, what's your deal, Nick? You got a chemist who's probably willing to take care of your ass after he left you to die in Vietnam. Like, take it easy, man. That's all I'm saying.
Well, maybe after all that, he kind of decided, like, you know what? These people are crazy. I'm gonna get out of here. Fucking, this dude's like cooking drugs. Who knows what he's gonna get up to now?
Well, okay, no, I'm not
cheating on his
saying
wife.
right, but okay, but then that just kind of says, well, you're kind of responsible for the kid. Like, do you really just want to make sure Frank is doing what he does and not keep an eye out for the kid? I mean, I know it's not your kid, but geez, like, I don't know. I have codependence.
Tough situation. I feel like you just like, you know what? I gotta walk away from this.
Well, no, and I have codependency issues, so I'm not saying so. I might be a little more willing to help out the recovering drug dealer.
Yeah, and look, Russ. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is walk away.
Yeah, then my own personal experience. Then you see the obituaries and like, shit.
Yeah, but you can't save them all. Can't save them all.
Yeah, my we're going to my psychosis. It's like all I had to do was save one to start with, and I would have been all right. Oh, but that's for my therapist. Smack this podcast. All right, so I don't know. I think we've
Gary's opening up some wounds.
Well, I don't know. It's been an interesting week to start after standing up for Chris Rock. So Facebook doesn't like
it's
me.
Crazy how many women are just suddenly just okay with violence now. Like my own girlfriend too. Like she's all like, "You can't hit people. You can't hit people. This happens." So, well, actually, like, what the fuck are you talking about? You just sold out everything. You're always talking about not hitting people.
You see, my stance was, look, what Will Smith said. Hey, I'm not saying he probably wouldn't benefit from a slap to the face. But that was Jada's decision if she was going to slap him in the face. And then if Chris Rock went and like, what are you doing, bitch? Then Will Smith should go and tackle the shit out of him and beat the living smack out of him. I'm cool with that. But in the end, it's like, okay, so how much did Will Smith not actually watch The Karate Kid before he cast his kid in the remake, which doesn't involve karate at all? Like,
yeah, I never watched it.
No, I didn't either. Like, no, it's not like, just call the movie The Kung Fu Kid and I'll be happy. I'll give it a chance. Don't call it karate. It's an insult. Like, I had enough problems walking around with all my taekwondo gear in a bag that like my grandma bought me that said karate on it. Like, oh, I got a lot of shit for that. And didn't matter that was like 9 years old when that happened. And I got a bunch of smacking adults getting after me for walking into a taekwondo dojo with a karate bag. No, I mean, the Karate Kid teaches you like if Daniel ever threw a punch at a guy before he became a disciplined martial artist, he got the shit kicked out of him. If you don't know what you're doing, you can't let anger get the better of you. That's my stance on Will Smith. It's like, I would have definitely done what he said, like when he started shouting at Chris Rock after he slapped him. Leave my wife's name out of your mouth. Yeah, that's how you start it. You just don't go and sucker punch a person over it. You go like Homer Simpson and slap the motherfucker with a glove. Say you demand satisfaction, and if he doesn't answer, he's the pussy. I'm cool with that.
The Oscars make it gayer.
Oh, well, I don't know about gayer on that one, but it's like, well, there was somebody who sent it. There's been a lot of people sharing out the fact that, like, in that routine Chris Rock was doing, he mentioned praising Denzel Washington for his performance in The Tragedy of Macbeth. And it's like a classic rule in theater. You don't ever say the word Macbeth in a theater. So people are saying, well, that's just the justice for it because Will Smith said, no, Chris Rock broke the rule. If you want to lead with that, That's great, but no, like, no violence. Like it just comes down to this.
I don't think it was real. I think it was a
No,
work.
no. Chris Rock would have sold that if it was a work. Chris
Well,
Rock
so
would have
what?
been.
Maybe Will Smith hits like a bitch. He was on TV. Chris Rock still looks
Look,
like the
look.
sweetest
I've
kid in
been
the
hit
world.
as a professional wrestler whose selling was a detriment to myself because I was a real fighter beforehand. Like, if I get punched in the face, okay, I'll fall down for you, but I'm getting right back up because I know how it feels to get punched in the face. And that, as I say, that's a detriment towards me. Like, no, I didn't sell it enough. Ian Rotten went and knocked my head off of that. So, but no, if Chris Rock would have fell to the ground and then gotten up, it would have been a shitty sell, but it would have been a sell.
Chris Rock should have just tore into her harder after that.
Oh,
After
I
that,
have
smack him, and there's no way he's getting back up there again.
no, no, you're true, but
And you know what?
look,
I don't want Will Smith to come after me.
oh, look, if I wanted Will Smith to cut, like, I'm not afraid of Will Smith. I'd take him down to New York Minute. Hey, I don't care about your Muhammad Ali stuff. You throw if you don't knock me out with the first punch, you're getting taken down, and I'm stretching your ass. That goes for any maker out there. So
I'm gonna take you up. I'm gonna power bomb you, and then I'm gonna climb that top rope, and I'm gonna drop that elbow down.
no, I'd put you in the sharpshooter, and I'd lay my knee on it and make it look like Daniel Garcia does it. No, but no, the thing is with the entire Will Smith situation is just the fact that we want to justify some kind of violence in our world. And it's like, look, if somebody insults you, your first response should have been what Chris Rock said. No, what Will Smith said afterwards. Leave my making wife's name out of your making mouth. Yeah, that's how it should start. You don't go up on stage acting like, oh, this is a bit, and then and then go violent on a guy. You don't, and this goes for pretty much everything in our world right now. You don't answer an insult with violence. Like, this goes to our protests. I'd say the Black Lives Matter protests when, the cops would start beating the crap out of people. Yeah, they wanted to beat the crap out of people. It wasn't about that, they're protesting and they're clogging the community up. No, these police officers wanted to express their frustration through violence. And it's like, it goes back, and I mean, even Trayvon Martin versus George Zimmerman. All right, Trayvon Martin did not know that George Zimmerman had a gun when George Zimmerman picked a fight with Trayvon Martin. George Zimmerman was getting the shit kicked out of him, so he shot a guy. Like, this isn't the FBI versus the Chicago Mafia. This is not bringing it back to Sean Connery. This is not the Chicago way. If they go and put one of your men in the hospital, you put one of theirs in a morgue. No. Like, that's not how, no, that's just wrong. Like, I'm sorry.
Hollywood really is just spineless and doesn't actually stand for anything.
Yeah.
It happened. No one stopped him. There were no repercussions.
Yes, he only got away with what he did because of his celebrity. Otherwise, if he was a seat filler, security would have beaten the shit out of him before he ever got a chance to lay his hand on rock.
Yeah, the whole thing just.
Yeah. So, all right, but I mean,
it's nutty.
I will say, watching AEW, the first match of the night is CM Punk versus Max Caster. and I will say it's one of Max Caster's better raps. And that's not just because I know CM Punk is a spineless douchebag. I will say that. Like,
Shots fired.
Yay! Look, man, I lost the first.
I'd be more afraid of CM Punk coming after me than Jada Pinkett.
Well, that was another thing. People are bringing up the race issue with that one, and it's like, oh no, angry black woman. Everybody looks down on that. And it's like, I admire an angry black woman far more than a Karen. So I don't get that. Like a woman who's gonna slap the shit out of me, or a woman who's gonna call the cops. No, I'll take the woman who slaps the shit out of me. But
you can still.
But Max Caster's rap on CM Punk, like, it opens with, I'm gonna be like, well, I can't remember. He does do a Will Smith bit, like I'm gonna come up and slap you while you're smiling. You say you're the voice of the voiceless. From what I hear, the women say you're the voice of the moistless.
Oh, okay. The train was going by. I couldn't make out.
Yeah, no, I was just trying my best to bring up a rap that I have no transcription of. Like,
well, earlier the audio completely dropped out on me.
Oh.
Right at the very beginning of this podcast.
Yeah, no, that may have been me because I thought you were trying to figure out your audio. So, but I digress. And as I say, I'm going to have to go through that Will Smith rant and do a bunch of clearing on that one. But with all that said, I know you're the esports correspondent on Sports Balls. Anything else you have to promote at this time?
Me and Tim did one episode of a wrestling podcast called The Rushed Finish. I guess we're gonna do another episode.
All right. So,
just moved and whatnot. I'm not sure what's going on with that right now.
Oh well, yeah. No offense. I'm sorry for Tim that it was a month before I dropped this episode. Just a lot of stuff happening, I guess, and that's not a bad thing. It's almost kind of fun. They're like, oh, my life is making things where I got to push things back. I now know how it feels to whenever somebody ends up bailing a podcast last minute. I'm not saying you did. I understand, but I'm just saying it's like, oh yeah, life happens to people. I just don't have much of a life.
Yeah, no.
So we got the Rush Finish podcast. We got Sports Balls. Otherwise, if you're looking for my writing, the website's maineventofthedead.com. And my Twitter handle is at catbusruss, at CATBUSRUSS. If you want to be on the podcast, feel free to send an email to russthebus07@gmail.com. That's RUSSTHEBUS07@gmail.com. Just give me a movie, a theme, a director, or an actor. Just focus on sub 100-minute material. If you're willing to do the work and say, you know what, do the credits really count? Hey, as long as there's no post-credit sequence, we'll count it for under 100 minutes. And I'm sure we'll come up with podcast gold. I'm not ashamed of any of the podcasts I've done. If there's a problem, I blame that on Zoom. So, as always, I just hope Stacia Harden is looking down on me with a smile as I keep making my efforts to do something great with my life. And I hope she's doing the same for everyone in her life that she touched. So with all that said, and I'll give a shout out to little Avery Stoneham, a cat that recently passed. I got nothing else. So, Greg, do you have anything else you want to throw in there?
Oh, no.
All right. Well, no problem there. So again, Sports Balls, that's on YouTube every Sunday night, I believe, correct?
Sunday nights at 8:00
Central Time. So
And Rush Finish, I think you can find that first episode. It might be on YouTube.
All right. So, yeah, it's just YouTube so much easier than paying $109 to a podcast host. All right.
But it's we just cover go over like headlines and old angle. And we did Vader's White Castle of Fear the first episode. We go over that one.
You said Vader's White Castle?
White Castle of Fear. It was actually a crap match between him and Sting.
Okay, no, I'll never remember it. Yeah, there's a lot of weird. God damn it! I think that was Ollie Anderson who was booking at the time. So
yeah, we were originally going to do Black Scorpion. Funny enough.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that is such the cluster.
We were planning on doing the Austin and Hall get kidnapped, the kidnapping angle. Austin kidnaps Hall.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm familiar. I remember that. Like, oh gosh.
So yeah, I'm looking.
There's no excuse for the Austin Hall angle. Like, I get the Black Scorpion and Vader White Castle. Hell, I don't think the Dungeon of Doom was that bad. But no, after WCW fell, like, what the hell are you doing? So.
Yeah, it's pretty goofy. But I kind of hope that's what Austin and Owens ends up being. Austin just drives a truck and just kidnaps him. We just see Austin just beating up Owens, pushing him from room to room, yelling at him and whatnot.
Hey, that could be great, but look, Steve Austin is willing to take his ball and go home, so I'm expecting great things on Saturday night. I think is when they're going to conclude that.
I think it's going to be a 10-minute beer commercial.
Hey, I mean, as they say, I think Austin is not going to do something that he doesn't think is going to be worthwhile. So I think it'll pay off Saturday night. Sunday is going to be interesting. I really think they should put the belt on Lesnar, but I mean,
high hopes. I'm really thinking about ordering that show Friday. I want to see Briscoe's FTR.
Oh yeah, yep. They were promoting that, and then you have Wheeler Yuta is challenging for the Pure title as well. Wheeler Yuta versus Bryan Danielson tonight, definitely worth all your attention. So, and I really wish I had the space for the Blackpool Combat Club hoodies that Moxley comes out with. But I think we're just bullshitting that by this point. Thank you very much, Gregory, for returning to the show. And can't wait to have another conversation with you.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right. So, and here's the square button.
Can I hear a wahoo?